Hello and welcome to our fall web chat series. Today we're going to be focused on the financial services industry. In particular, our subject will be how financial institutions are improving business outcomes with data transformation, intelligent automation, and innovation. Joining us today is our Senior Advisor for Data Technology and Analytics, Sanjeev Mohan. Sanjeev comes to us with a decorated career in the areas of data analytics, technology, and professional services. His most recent tenure was at Gartner, where he led the data analytics research team. Welcome, Sanjeev.
Bill, thank you so much for such a warm welcome. It is such an immense pleasure to be on this web chat, and I am looking forward to talking about some of my favorite topics, and that too in financial services. What could be better? Let's get started.
Great, thanks, Sanjeev. So, Sanjeev, talk to us a bit about the why and how financial institutions are accelerating data transformation to the cloud.
A few things that come to my mind that I think are really critical. First of all, we are building these pipelines that have automation in it. They have proper orchestration in it. So there's a whole monitoring, notification, alerting aspects to it. And if something breaks, we want to be notified as quickly as possible. Data observability is a major topic these days of being able to understand what is the state of the data at any given point in time. So if there is a fault, we can walk backwards and find where in the pipeline has that fault taken place. Reducing the complexity, Snowflake is really well known these days because it becomes like the single source of truth. So you don't have a lot of silos and you're replicating data and writing these legacy ETL scripts that can break and cause all kinds of issues. You are consolidating a lot of your data and your business logic in fewer moving parts, putting an automation and orchestration layer on top. So this is something that we see quite frequently these days in financial services.
Great, Sanjeev, thank you. And what are you seeing in the areas of governance as it relates to financial institutions and banking and their data transformation considerations?
So in governance, we first of all, we have a set of compliance regulations that need to be adhered to. For example, in fact, two come to my mind, which are sort of different, but banks and financial services need to adhere to both of them. One is more of a regional geographical one, and one is industry specific. Regional geographical one, we all know, by now everybody knows the EU GDPR, California CCPA, that requires customers to have more control over their personal data that has been collected. But then you've got industry specific ones. For example, if you handle credit cards, you need to have PCI DSS compliance in place. Then we see there are very interesting dynamics that are happening as banks get more globalized. Data residency concerns are critical. There was a time when we first got into this whole modern architectures where we didn't really care about where the data was being kept. But now these regulations require you to only keep personal data within certain geographical regions. So now we need to build our architectures to make sure that we are taking into account all of these compliance privacy regulations that are mandated.
Great, Sanjeev, thank you. So let me talk about some client examples of why they are accelerating transformation to the cloud. Some of our banking customers in particular we work with are facing issues such as data accessibility and scalability. Also, these customers are really constrained by their data in silos with limitations of on-premise architecture, which inhibits their ability to improve outcomes such as customer experience and customer 360, two key business outcomes in particular for banking customers. They're moving to a single data cloud platform such as Snowflake, to allow for data accessibility, scalability, and better business outcomes. So in summary, for banking customers, data transformation, leveraging technologies like the data cloud, are key to meaningful insights, driving business growth and value. So thank you for joining us today, the first in our three-part series, web chat series. In our next segment, we'll talk about a specific banking client example of how a cloud data transformation strategy is critical to the overall business strategy execution. Thank you for joining, and thank you, Sanjeev.
You're welcome, and stay tuned. We'll be back.